We're finally underway here in Benton as the Scrappers are taking on Greenbrier in the 8th annual Robinson Invitational. 77 teams playing here in Little Rock, and Luke Boone hits the first batter of the game, and Greenbrier with a runner on first with nobody out. Scrappers come in with a record of 9-3 on the season. Greenbrier comes in at 3-5-1. Luke Boone gets a new baseball, and we're underway late here in Benton. Boone gets the sign, goes to his battery mate, Gage Green, and batter with a defensive bunt trying to keep the ball out of his face, fouls it off down the right-hand side. Defensively for the Scrappers, it'll be Gage Green at catcher, Mason Honey at third, Madden Arnold at short, Banks Ray at second, Carson Kirby at first, and across the outfield will be Carson Chambers in left, Zeus Hutchinson in center, and Hayden Gray in right. And that ball shot in the gap between third and short, and that'll be a base hit. And just like that, Greenbrier's got runners on first and second with nobody out.
Yeah, they are. You're talking about 25 or 51 as a team. Alabama averages 29 threes a game. That's 14th in the country. Almost double that.
So that'll bring up Trenton Mosley to the plate.
34 and 8. That is the Alabama team record with 10 threes. And also, this is the most threes ever made in an NCAA tournament game. 25.
And Gage Green gets a quick conversation in with his junior pitcher. Boone takes a look at the runner at second and comes to the plate. Shows bunt, and it's bunted off to the third base side. Boone checks the runner at third, and he goes to first, and he's not able to get it in time, and Greenbrier will have the bases loaded with nobody out here in the top of the first.
Third base, number 21.
How bad did they win? 113 to 88. Oh, good God.
So with the bases loaded, Boone delivers the first pitch to the fourth batter of the inning, down and away, and he's quickly behind. 1 ball, no strikes.
Forget 20 points. 113 is the most ever scored in regulation of a Sweet 16 game. They move on to
And that one's in there for strike one. It'll even the count at 1-1. Scrappers playing the last game of the day here in Benton. They'll play tomorrow at 3:45 here in Benton against Harding Academy. That pitch misses up for ball 2. And they play Saturday morning at 9 o'clock against the Robinson Senators, the host of this jamboree type event. That game will be at Robinson at 9 o'clock in the morning Saturday. And Luke Boone's behind 3-1. Got to trust your defense here. Get a ball in play, and there it is. Shot up the middle. Got a runner covering over there. And that's a double play. So the Scrappers give up a run, but a nicely turned double play as a one-hopper to Banks Ray at second base, flipped over to Madden Arnold at short, and he fires it across to Carson Kirby at first for 2 outs. But a run will score. But the Scrappers will give up a run to get 2 outs. First pitch is in there for strike 1. Boone comes set with the pitch. That one's shot in between the first and second base gap, and that'll be another base hit for Greenbrier, and they'll lead 2-0. as they've already gotten more hits than they did in the last game against Harrison. They only had 1 hit against Harrison in the last game. They got 3 here in the top of the first inning. So Luke Boone on the mound for the Scrappers, looking to get out of this early trouble. That one's fouled off the net, and he's quickly ahead 0-1. Due to the great generosity of Scrapper baseball supporters, the Scrappers are spending a couple nights up here, getting some food, playing in a good tournament, and Boone fires that one way across the side, and wild pitch will send the runner down to second and even the count at 1-1.
Did he not do 3 games?
So Boone checks the runner at second. Long look. And batter calls time. And that pitch catches the outside corner of the plate, and Boone is ahead 1-2. There's the pitch. Fastball down and away. That'll even the count at 2-2 for the Scrapper Jr. Boone comes set and delivers. Swing and a miss. So the Scrappers will get the third out of the inning, but they give up 2 runs on 3 hits. Greenbrier strands a runner. We'll be back with more Scrapper baseball from Benton. Come back and join us on B99.5. Back here in Benton, Scrappers trail 2-0 after the top half of the first. They'll send Carson Chambers, Zeus Hutchinson, and Mason Honey to the plate. Late night of baseball for the Scrappers as they play the last game here in Benton on Thursday night. Greenbrier pitcher Luke Rupert will take the mound for Greenbrier, and his battery mate there will be Jackson Gill. Parker Armstrong in left, Trendon Mosley in center field, Brandon Jolly in right field. On the infield, it'll be Blake Buell at third, Jackson Reynolds at short, Noah Prout at second base, and Heath Kitchens at first. So Carson Chambers digs in from the left side. The Scrapper Jr. comes in with a .286 batting average, a .487 on-base percentage, leading the team with 10 walks drawn. And he swings and misses over that first pitch, and he's quickly behind 0-1. swing and a miss there, and Chambers is behind 0-2. And Greenbrier, pitcher and catcher, not on the same page, want to talk to each other for a moment and see what they can come up with. And now we're back ready for baseball. Here's the pitch. Ball misses outside, and that'll bring the count to 1-2. Carson Chambers with a big home run the other night to the opposite field. Night where the Scrappers had a couple home runs, and that's a swing and a miss. Ball gets away from the catcher, and he'll complete the strikeout down to first base, and Chambers is down for the first out of the inning for the Scrappers. That'll bring up center fielder Zeus Hutchinson to the plate for the Scrappers. Zeus comes in, getting on base at a .278 clip, and he's got 5 RBI on the season. He bats from the right side, shows bunt, and there's a beauty of a bunt down the third base line. Third baseman's not going to be able to make a play, and Hutchinson's on with an infield hit. Third baseman would have had to make an amazing play there, as that was a perfect bunt by Zeus Hutchinson. So Zeus gets on and see if he can show his speed and let Mason Honey get him around. So Mason Honey steps in. First pitch misses high and outside for ball 1. Mason Honey with a .313 average on the season for the Scrappers with 5 RBI, and there's a pop-up on the infield. The pitcher will call it, and that'll be the second out of the inning. Not the contact that Mason Honey was looking for there. So that'll bring up best hitter on the team this year for the Scrappers, Gage Green. Gage Green comes in hitting .441 with a .525 on-base percentage and has 9 RBI on the season.
5 minutes, 17
Texas
seconds.
Tech shot 46 threes in their first win in the tournament, and then turned around and only shot 14 in their next game. I want to see which version of Texas Tech shows up. I think they have the play.
Green takes the first pitch in there for a strike. It'll bring the count to 0-1.
Back out to the Chase Center. Enjoy the action, everybody.
Runner goes. Green swings through it, and Hutchinson is in there for a stolen base. So Hutchinson's showing his speed with the bunt single, and then the stolen base puts a runner in scoring position for Gage Green as he's down in the count 0-2. That fastball misses high. It'll run the count to 1-2 for the Scrapper senior. Green digs in from the right side, waits on the pitch. Here it is. Runner goes to third. Ball's outside, gets away from the catcher, and Hutchinson rounds third, but he'll wisely hold up there as he gets his second stolen base of the at-bat.
Because getting what you deserve isn't always guaranteed. You know what AT&T guarantees?
So 2-2 count to Gage Green here in the bottom of the first. Scrappers trailing 2-0. Zeus Hutchinson on third base after reaching on an infield single and stole second and stole third. There's the pitch, swing and a miss. Gage Green goes down, so the Scrappers leave a runner at third. We'll head to the top of the second. We trail 2-0 here in Benton. Come back and join us for more Scrapper baseball on B99.5. Back here in Benton, Luke Boone getting some warm-up pitches in as he looks to settle down after a tough first inning where he gave up 3 hits and 2 runs. Boone comes in on the season. He's coming into this game, thrown 13 innings pitched, struck out 10, walked 8, and given up 21 hits. Scrappers stepping up in competition, playing 5A Greenbrier today, and then they'll play 4A Harding Academy tomorrow and 4A Robinson Saturday morning. Tomorrow's game, first pitch scheduled for 3:45, and Saturday's game, first pitch scheduled for 9 a.m. First pitch is in there for a strike, and Boone is ahead in the count, 0-1. There's a pitch. Fastball gets away from Gage Green, and that'll even the count at 1-1 for the Scrapper right-hander. Boone kicks and fires. Fastball's in there for strike 2, and he's ahead 1-2. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, and Boone gets his first strikeout of the evening, and that's what Coach Zach Stewart wants for his birthday present today. First pitch is in there for strike 1, and Luke Boone has started this inning much more comfortable than he did the first inning. There's the pitch. There's a ground ball up the middle. Banks Ray will come on charging it, fire over to first, and that'll be the second out of the inning. Good play there by Banks Ray to make that throw on the move, and quickly 2 outs for the Scrappers. So that'll bring up left-handed batter Noah Prout to the plate. He takes the first pitch in there for a strike, and Boone is ahead 0-1. Here's the pitch. That ball's just a bit inside, and that'll even the count at 1-1. That ball's in there for a strike. And Boone's ahead 1-2. There's the pitch. And that ball sails high. So 2-2 count from Boone. Swing and a miss. Luke Boone gets his second strikeout of the inning, and the Scrappers will head to the bottom of the second, trailing 2-0. Come back and join us for more Scrapper baseball here on B99.5. Back here in Benton, the Scrappers trail 2-0 here in the bottom of the second. Carson Kirby will lead off for the Scrappers. The left-handed first baseman comes in leading the team with 15 RBIs in only 12 games. The Panther pitcher still getting some warm-up pitches in there, taking a little bit longer than I would expect, but umpires were having a conversation, and looks like they're going to give him a couple more. So Kirby will come up batting from the left side. Kirby had a big 3-run home run in the last game there at Wilson Park. A little bit bigger field here in Benton, 320 down the lines, 355 in the power alleys, and 375 to dead center with probably a 15-foot wall out there in center field. And Kirby swings over the top of the first pitch for strike one. Here's the pitch. Ball misses high and away. Evens the count at 1-1. That one's foul straight back to the screen. So Kirby's behind 1-2. There's a chopper to third base, and he's going to have trouble with it. That'll be Kirby reaching on an error, but the Scrappers get the leadoff man on, which is what they're looking to do here. So that'll bring up the pitcher, Luke Boone. So Boone digs in from the left side, bats left, throws right-handed. Here's a pitch, and that one's fouled off the left side, and Boone's quickly behind 0-1. So here's the pitch, and that one sails outside, and that'll even up the count at 1-1 for the Scrapper junior, Luke Boone. No outs here in the bottom of the second. Scrappers trail 2-0. Ball on the inside part of the plate, just over the inside corner. That'll run the count to 2-1 for Boone.
Get a rebound.
There's a shot into deep left center field. Back, 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 back. That is off the base of the wall. Carson Kirby's going to try and score all the way from first. Luke Boone's heading into third, and he'll be in with his second triple of the season. Scrappers trail now 2-1. That ball was crushed by Luke Boone. Just a great piece of hitting as he took that pitch and sent it way out to deep left center field. So that'll bring up designated hitter for the night, Peyton Fritz. So Fritz will bat with courtesy runner Peyton Hill out at third base. So Fritz behind in the count 0-1. He takes a curveball high, and that'll even it up at 1-1. So runner on third, less than 2 outs. Peyton Fritz drives one down the left side, and that'll be in play. And that's going to be at least a double for Peyton Fritz as Peyton Hill comes scoring, and that'll tie the game at 2 as Peyton Fritz stays hot. 2 at-bats on the season, 2 doubles. So that'll bring up Madden Arnold to the plate. Still no outs here for the Scrappers in the bottom of the second inning. So Madden Arnold gets a sign from his coach. Whole new ball game here as the Scrappers have scored 2 runs. Arnold shows bunt. Pulls it back. Runner's going to try and steal because the third baseman was in and executed perfectly. Great call by Coach Zach Stewart there as the runner comes in behind the third baseman who is charging on the bunt. And he steals third, so Scrappers definitely with something going here in the bottom of the second inning. So Arnold waits on the pitch, and that breaking ball stays high, and he's ahead 2-0.
That guy that coaches his third, he played a hard.
I love your place.
He seems a good one. Did you see that though?
There's the pitch. Arnold sails inside high on Madden Arnold, and he's ahead 3-0. Ball 4, and Madden Arnold will trot down to first base, and the Scrappers have runners at first and third. Nobody out. That'll bring up Hayden Gray to the plate. Hayden Gray comes into the game getting on base at a .294 clip with 5 RBI on the season for the Scrappers. There's the pitch. Ball's inside, and Gray is now seeing the 5th ball in a row for the Scrappers. So Gray stands in from the right side. They check the runner at first. Madden Arnold, he's back in there safely. And it hit him. And that'll load the bases. And that'll bring up the leadoff hitter, Carson Chambers. As he comes up with the bases loaded, nobody out. that'll send the coach for the Greenbrier Panthers out to the mound. He's going to talk to his pitcher and try and get him reset as the Scrappers have got something brewing here. Already scored 2 in the bottom of the second. They got the bases loaded, nobody out, top of the lineup at the plate. If you're watching or listening to the Razorback basketball game, Hogs lead 12-5 early in the first half. And shameless plug here, keep an eye out in the Razorback band for former Nashville Scrapper Jackson Carter. He's out there in San Francisco with the Hog Wild band supporting the Razorbacks. Pretty cool to know a kid from Nashville played in the band there and is now playing for the Razorbacks and is out there supporting the Hogs with the rest of his Hog Wild members. But here in Benton, it's Scrapper baseball trying to jump on top here in the bottom of the second. All tied at 2, bases loaded, nobody out. Carson Chambers at the plate. Chambers waits on the pitch, and that one's fouled off behind the plate, and he's behind 0-1. Chambers waits on the pitch, swings and misses at that breaking ball outside, and he's behind 0-2. If you're Carson Chambers here, you got to put something in the outfield and at least score one run. Strikeout is the last thing that you want. With the bases loaded, nobody out. Swing and a miss, and he does just that. That'll bring up Zeus Hutchinson to the plate. He reached on an infield single his first at bat. So infield plays in, looking to cut the runner down at home. And if Zeus can flare one out over the infield, he'll have a base hit. Anything down the line, he'll have at least a double. And that one's fouled off behind the plate, and he's behind 0-1. Hutchinson waits on the pitch. Good eye by Zeus Hutchinson as that breaking ball looked good and then broke at the last minute outside, and he let it go. And here's the pitch. Foul ball. Didn't get up high enough for the catcher to do anything with it. So that'll be 2 strikes on Hutchinson.
How is he not over a guy?
So Hutchinson stands in from the right side, looking to, and he checks his swing there, and
We can be up by 25.
that can run the count to 1-2 for the Scrapper center fielder. Ball misses outside, and that'll even the count at 2-2. If you're the Scrappers here, you're just wanting to get on base, put a ball in the grass in the outfield, and score some runs or walk in a run. Anything you can do. Swing and a miss, and Hutchinson goes down with strike 3 for the second out of the inning. That'll bring up Mason Honey to the plate. So after bases loaded, nobody out, the Scrappers with 2 strikeouts. Honey comes to the plate looking to drive in some runs. He takes a breaking ball outside for ball one. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. That'll even the count at 1-1 to the Scrapper third baseman. Big moment early here as the Scrappers had the bases loaded, nobody out, top of the lineup up. That one's fouled off to the right side, and that'll bring the count to 1-2 for Scrapper senior Mason Honey. Greenbrier comes with the pitch. Ball misses up and in. Evens the count at 2-2. There's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Wasted opportunity for the Scrappers. But they do get 2 runs here in the bottom of the second. We'll head to the top of the third, all tied at 2. Come back and join us for more Scrapper baseball here on B99.5. Back here in Benton, all tied at 2 as we head to the top of the third. Scrappers with a prime opportunity to break it open there in the bottom of the second. They had bases loaded, nobody out. Top of the lineup at the plate. And the 1, 2, and 3 hitters for the Scrappers all struck out swinging. Good job by the Greenbrier pitcher to come back and battle. But Luke Boone back out on the mound as he'll be looking to have a nice clean inning like he did the last inning. Boone pitches from the first base side of the rubber, and first pitch is down and away for ball 1. We're in Benton here for the Robinson Invitational. And Boone misses with the second pitch, and he'll fall behind 2-0. Beautiful facility here at the Benton Panther Sports Complex, all-turf field. Very nice stands for the fans and press box here that they're so graciously letting us broadcast from. We truly appreciate that. And Boone is behind 3-0 quickly here in the top of the third. And he gets that one over the plate for strike 1. So Luke Boone looking to get an out here and swing and a miss. And he's brought the count back full. Jackson Gill at the plate for the Panthers, and he draws the walk. That'll bring up Parker Armstrong, the left fielder for the Panthers. Armstrong getting his signs from his coach down at third base. And Gill leading off at first. He goes down to second, throw down, and Gage Green guns him out. Great shot by Gage Green there. Had the ball sitting on the second base side of the bag, waiting on the runner, and Banks Ray applied the tag, and just like that, the walk is erased. Pitcher's best friend, the caught stealing, so 1 out here for the Scrappers as he's behind 2-0 to Parker Armstrong. That's a ground ball to second. Ray's going to charge it, take it on 3 hops, and step over to first with it. And he was a little slow on it, but he beat the runner by maybe half a step. But that'll be the second out of the inning for the Scrappers. So that'll bring up Trendon Mosley, the center fielder for the Panthers. And his first pitch misses outside. Ball 1. And that one's fouled down the right side. So here's the 1-1 pitch. Strike over the plate. And Boone is ahead 1-2. And that ball sails inside, and that'll even the count at 2-2. So Boone comes with the pitch. Long wait. There he is. Ball sails high, and that'll run the count full. There's a ground ball towards the shortstop, and just a little bleeder that the third baseman couldn't get to, and shortstop could. It was just in a spot where nobody could do anything, and so that'll be an infield hit for the Panthers. Here's the pitch from Boone, and strike over the outside corner. Empire with a delayed call there, but we'll take it. Fastball way outside, and runner will take second on the wild pitch. So Boone checks the runner at second, comes set to the plate. Fastball misses outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Boone checks the runner, comes set with the pitch. Ball misses low, and he's behind 3-1. That ball misses outside again, and Boone issues the walk. That'll bring Coach Zach Stewart out of the dugout. Try and settle down his junior here as he started off great this inning and had a good inning last inning, but he's not been finding the plate. So Coach Zach Stewart brings his infield in. He's going to talk to all of them and let them know, guys, we just need 1 out. Let's get out of this, and we'll be good to go. Quick meeting as the head coach Zach Stewart celebrating a birthday today. tells his team everything he wants them to know, and Luke Boone will wait on the umpires to get back to their positions, and Ace Newland, the designated hitter for the Panthers, will step in the box from the right side with 2 outs. Here in the top of the second, runners on first and second, all tied at 2. There's a shot to the third baseman. Mason Honey scoops it. Great play there. And he steps on third, and just like that, the Scrappers in the threat will head to the bottom of the third inning, all tied at 2. Come back and join us for more Scrapper baseball here on B99.5. Back here in Benton, all tied at 2, headed to the bottom of the third inning. Scrappers will send Gage Green, Carson Kirby, and Luke Boone to the plate. They'll be looking to drive in some runs, be a little bit more effective than, unfortunately, the top of the lineup was in the last inning. Scrappers had a perfect opportunity, bases loaded, nobody out, top of the lineup up, and they went strikeout, strikeout, strikeout. So Green waits on the pitch, and he takes a fastball outside for strike 1, and he's quickly behind 0-1. Here's the pitch. Fastball right down the middle. Green was looking for something else, and he's behind 0-2. There's the pitch. Misses up and away. Ball 1. That'll bring the count to 1-2. Green steps out and resets. Now he's ready. There's the pitch. The ball's inside. It'll even the count at 2-2. If you're not watching the Razorback basketball game, they lead 23-14 with 7.5 minutes left in the first half, and Green goes down on a ball down and away. He goes down on strike 3, and he didn't agree with that call, but umpire called it, so that's what you got. So that'll bring up Carson Kirby. That's 4 straight strikeouts for the Panthers. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Waits on the pitch. And that one misses outside. Evens the count at 1-1. Kirby with the pitch, and he swings and misses at that one, and Luke Rupert has found his groove and is just firing strikes in there that the Scrapper hitters are having trouble making contact with. That one's fouled off down the left side. Kirby waits on the pitch. That one sails high. That'll even the count at 2-2 for the Scrapper first baseman. Here's the pitch. That one misses outside, and Kirby's ahead in the count 3-2. Here's the pitch. And that one misses just a bit outside, and Scrappers get a base runner. So Luke Boone will come to the plate. Boone with a big shot into deep left center field. His first at bat with the triple. Scored Kirby from first. So Boone stands in from the left side. Center fielder now plays him to pull. That ball misses up and in, and Boone's ahead 1-0. Kirby with a small lead over at first. Keeps his eye on the pitcher as he comes to the plate, and that one is popped up down the left side. That'll be in play for the left fielder, and he stumbles around and makes the catch just inside fair territory, and Carson Kirby has to hold it first. So that'll bring up Peyton Fritz. So Peyton Fritz with 2 at-bats on the season and 2 doubles. So Fritz digs in from the right side. Waits on the pitch, and curveball misses outside, ball 1. Here's the pitch. And umpire called time, and pitcher didn't see it. And good job by the catcher there to snag it before it hit the umpire in the face. As Peyton Fritz had stepped out of the box. So that ball's down low. And Fritz is ahead 3-0. So Kirby at first, reaching on a walk. Fritz at the plate up 3-0. Looks like we had the count wrong there. It was 2-0, so now it's 3-0. 2 outs here in the bottom of the third, all tied at 2. Here in Benton as the Scrappers play in the 8th annual Robinson Invitational here at Benton Panther Field. Fritz shows bunt, pulls it back and takes the strike. So Fritz stands in, waits on the pitch. Swing and a miss. And Luke Rupert has battled back to even to get the count full. And that'll be a walk. So the Scrappers will have runners at first and second. Madden Arnold to the plate. So Rupert already with 6 strikeouts on the night here, only in the 3rd inning. But he's also issued 3 free passes. This is his 62nd pitch of the day, and Arnold fouls that one back. So Arnold looking for a base hit to drive in a run. And he takes a curveball in there. That'll be strike 2. So you got to be looking to battle here, down 0-2 with 2 outs. Here in the bottom of the 3rd inning, all tied at 2. That one's fouled off down the right side. So Arnold steps out and gets himself all situated and now decides he's ready. Digs back in from the right side. Waits on the pitch. There it is. Swing and a miss. Catcher will complete the strikeout down to first, and that's the 7th strikeout of the day. So the Scrappers strand 2 more runners. We'll head to the top of the 4th, all tied at 2. Come back and join us for more Scrapper baseball here on B99.5. We're back here in Benton as we head to the top of the 4th inning. Luke Boone will head back to the mound for the Scrappers. He's only thrown 45 pitches through 3 innings, so he's got good numbers on his pitch count there. So the Panthers will send the 6, 7, 8 hitters up to the plate. Boone pitches from the 3rd base side of the rubber. Batter shows bunt, and it's fouled off there at the plate. And Boone's quickly ahead 0-1. Boone ahead 0-1, and there's the pitch. Strike over the outside corner. Good spot there for Luke Boone as he's ahead 0-2. There's a ground ball to 3rd base. Mason Honey takes it on 2 hops, fires over to first. Good job by Carson Kirby to stretch there as the Scrappers get the first out of the 4th inning here. So that'll bring up Kitchens to the plate. He struck out swinging his last at bat. Boone gets the pitch. Popped up behind the plate, out of play. And Luke Boone's ahead 0-1. Here's the pitch from Boone. Ball misses just outside, and that'll even a count at 1-1. Here's a foul ball down the left side. Good play by the Greenbrier 3rd base coach there. That'll bring the count to 1-2. So Boone gets his sign and comes set. That one's fouled off down the right side. So Boone comes with the pitch. That one's popped up. A lot of foul ground here in Benton as Gage Green is unable to make the catch. Ball was curling away from him and back towards the field, and he just couldn't get there and get set, and Carson Kirby had too far to go to get there himself, and Panther hitter will have another pitch here. But Boone looks for the out. Strike over the outside corner. And that'll be the second out of the inning for Luke Boone and the Scrappers. That'll bring up Jackson Reynolds to the plate. He grounded out to second his last at bat. First pitch breaking ball is in there for strike one, and Boone has definitely found his groove here in the top of the fourth. Scrappers need to find it in the bottom of the fourth when they send the bats to the plate. There's a one-hopper to Madden Arnold. He's going to make a strong throw over to first, and that'll be the third out of the inning. Scrappers all tied up at 2 here in Benton. We'll head to the bottom of the fourth. Come back and join us for more Scrapper baseball here on B99.5. Back here in Benton, all tied at 2 in the bottom of the fourth inning. Scrappers will send Hayden Gray, Carson Chambers, and Zeus Hutchinson to the plate. Good baseball game here. 2 runs in the first for Greenbrier. 2 runs in the bottom of the second for the Scrappers. 4 hits for both teams. And Hayden Gray will be coming to the plate for the Scrappers, looking to get on base and turn the lineup over. Razorbacks playing well the first half, lead 37-25 with a minute and a half to go. Scrappers all tied up at 2 here in the bottom of the fourth. Gray waits on the pitch, and that fastball is low for ball 1. Gray waits on the pitch. That one misses outside, and he's ahead 2-0. So Gray waits on the pitch here. And he takes a ball inside. That'll run the count to 3-0 for the Scrapper right fielder. There's a strike over the outside corner. So 3 balls, 1 strike to Hayden Gray here in the bottom of the fourth. There's a foul ball back over the press box. That'll run the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Hayden Gray at the plate for the Scrappers, all tied at 2 here in the bottom of the fourth. And he takes a walk as that ball misses inside. So the Scrappers with a base runner. Top of the lineup coming up. So you can see they can be a little bit more effective here this time around.
16 points, 7 assists, and 0 turnovers in almost 38 minutes.
So Chambers digs in from the left side. A lot of room down the right field line. Right fielder shaded over towards center field a little bit. He shows bunt right back to the pitcher, but the runner will advance to second, so that'll put a runner in scoring position for Zeus Hutchinson. So Hutchinson comes up with a runner on second, 1 out. Scrapper is all tied up at 2. Third baseman plays in on the grass. Hutchinson takes a breaking ball down and away, and he's quickly ahead. 1 ball, no strikes. Gray leads off second. Hutchinson at the plate. And he takes a strike right down the middle. Evens the count at 1-1. Zeus Hutchinson reached on a infield bunt and then struck out in his last at-bat. He's looking to put something in the outfield on the grass and send the speedy Gray home. And he takes that ball low. Gray tries to get a little bit big on his lead there, but the catcher fires back behind him, but Gray's in there safely. Good job by catcher for the Greenbrier Panthers, Jackson Gill, to keep that ball at his feet and keep the runners from advancing. So 2 ball, 1 strike count to the Scrapper center fielder, and he chops that one foul, and that'll even it up at 2-2. So Hutchinson waits on the pitch. Gray leads off second. And a little excuse me check swing there and fouls it off down the left side. But he will get another pitch here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th, all tied at 2. Hayden Gray out at second after reaching base on a walk and advancing to second on a sacrifice bunt by Carson Chambers. And Hutchinson grounds one to third. Good job by the third baseman as he comes in charging and fires hard across the field, and runner is not able to move. So that'll be 2 outs. And that'll bring up Mason Honey to the plate. Mason Honey at the plate. He's 0 for 2 on the day. He's looking to get a base hit, driving a run. And he pops that one up foul. Catcher goes after it. And just out of play. Great effort by the first baseman there as he slides into the concrete wall, but he's okay. So pitcher's going to make sure he's all right, give him some time before he gets back up on the mound. Honey waits on the pitch. Big hole on the right side between first and second. They check the runner back at second, and Gray's in there standing up. So Mason Honey's behind in the count 0-1 here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th. Scrappers with a runner on second. Breaking ball's in there. And Gray steals third on the pitch. Good job by Hayden Gray. Mason Honey's in the hole 0-2.
off and fake the throw to first.
Here's the ball. It's going to drop down in left field, and that'll score a run. So Hayden Gray will cross the plate, and the Scrappers take a 3-2 lead after Mason Honey hits the ball out into left field. Not where you want to put an 0-2 pitch, but Mason Honey liked it, and Scrappers lead 3-2 here in the bottom of the fourth. So that'll bring up Gage Green. So Green stands in from the right side with Mason Honey over at first. Scrappers have taken the lead 3-2 here in the bottom of the fourth. Green takes a pitch up, and he's heading to count 1 ball, no strike. Last game of the day here in Benton. Scrappers taking on Greenbrier. And Green takes a strike over the outside corner, and that'll even the count at 1-1 to the Scrapper senior catcher. Mason Honey with a short lead over at first. Green digs in, and that ball's inside, and Green's ahead 2-1. At the half, Arkansas leads 38-31 over Texas Tech. With a win, they advance to the Elite Eight out there in San Francisco. Swing and a miss by Gage Green, and that'll even the count at 2-2. Former Nashville Scrapper band member Jackson Carter's out there with the Hog Wild Band as a Arkansas student. So pretty cool to have a Nashville kid out there supporting the Razorbacks. There's the pitch. Breaking ball over the outside part of the plate, and the entire Greenbrier defense thought it was strike 3, and I don't think you could have complained if it was called strike 3, but we'll take it. And that'll run the count full for Gage Green. Here's the pitch. There's a shot in the gap in left center field. That's going to drop down for a base hit. Mason Honey's going to try to go first to third. Throw's going to be wide of the third baseman. And Honey can't get up fast enough to score, but Gage Green gets down to second. So runners on second and third, 2 outs. As Carson Kirby, the RBI machine, comes to the plate. He's got 15 RBIs on the season in only 12 games.
Arkansas can hit threes like this, then they force you to come out and extend your defense on the perimeter. And they
Good job of base running there by Mason Honey to go first to third
DJ Wagner, John L. Davis,
and force the throw that got away that allowed the batter Gage Green to head to second. We're going to have a new pitcher from Greenbrier. We'll take a short break. We'll be back here in just a couple minutes. Here from Benton, Scrappers lead 3-2 in the bottom of the fourth. Come back and join us for more Scrapper baseball here on B99.5. New pitcher for Greenbrier. Can't get his, looks like Noah Prout, the second baseman. Right-handed pitcher digs in to Carson Kirby. He's got runners at second and third, 2 outs. And he takes a fastball down and in for ball 1.
Six or more in the NCAA tournament 35 times. He's 35 and up.
Here's the pitch. Fouled off to the left side, and that'll even the count at 1-1.
This game, you're right, we're blaming Jazz. Winner of this game takes on the winner of our matchup earlier tonight. Todd Golden and the Gators, 1 seed, looking to get back to the Elite Eight for the first time since
So Kirby from the left side takes a breaking ball high, and he's ahead 2-1.
Reese and Rodney Rice connecting. It was a Florida 2-point lead. The second half, the Gators stopped turning the ball over, Seth, and handled business.
Yeah, that was a big difference. 13 turnovers.
Here's the pitch.
In the second, felt a lot like that UConn.
Ball misses. No, strike over the inside part of the plate. Evens the count at 2-2. Delayed call there by the umpire, but
Playing on an ankle that we thought was going to take him out of this game.
here's the pitch, and that one sails right over the top of Kirby's head, and he's ahead 3-2.
Florida wins it. They advance in San Francisco at the Chase Center, and they are awaiting the winner of Arkansas, Texas Tech, that second half on the way.
So Kirby takes his ball over the outside corner, and that'll load the bases. Bring up Luke Boone. Had the loudest hit of the day for the Scrappers with the big triple out deep in the left center field gap.
It's like getting made, man, when you need the protection of the bat.
So Boone digs in, waits on the pitch. And he takes a curveball over the inside corner for strike 1. So he's behind 0-1. Scrappers lead 3-2 here in the bottom of the 4th. Boone takes a ball inside, and that'll even the count at 1-1. There's a shot towards the first baseman, and he snags it, and he'll take the ball and step on first, and the Scrappers strand 3 more runners. Second time tonight they've stranded the bases loaded, but they do get the lead. We lead 3-2 here as we head to the top of the 5th. Come back and join us for more Scrapper baseball here on B99.5. Headed to the top of the 5th inning here, getting late here in Benton. Well, it's already past late. It's going on 10:30. But here in the top of the 5th, Luke Boone back out to the mound. He's only thrown 55 pitches through the 4 innings, so second consecutive outing where Boone has been very efficient with his pitches. And he fires the first pitch in there. A little bit low, and he's behind 1 ball, no strikes.
10 threes. He's the first player in tournament history with 10 threes and 8 assists. And then as a
Swing and a miss. Fastball outside, and that'll even the count at 1-1.
The bad news is Alabama, 25 for 51.
Wow. 25, the most threes ever.
Here's a pitch. chopper towards the third baseman, Mason Honey. He takes it on 2 hops, fires over to Carson Kirby, retires the first batter of the inning. 1 out.
Ever scored in regulation of a Sweet 16 game.
25
Can't
on
imagine
the
Alabama will take
Hold 19
90% of their
Jackson
shots
Gill.
from 3 again, but they go in. Watch yourself.
So that'll bring up number 19, Jackson Gill, the leadoff man. There's a shot in the hole between third base and shortstop, and just a clean, solid base hit there for Greenbrier. And they'll have a runner on first with 1 out.
Step up in a big-time game, and that's what we saw. That was Caleb Love. And there's that guy, I forget his name, but he looks pretty good.
Number 1, Parker Hall.
Staff at Duke flag.
3-point lead for Duke. Caleb Love will step back through with 45 seconds left, so we're tied with 30 seconds left. Well, guess what? Duke hit a 3.
So Boone, now with a runner on first, 1 out. Here in the top of the 5th, Scrappers lead 3-2. Batter shows bunt, and he fouls it off down the left field or down the third base line, and Boone's ahead 0-1.
Top 2 seed in their region, making some work look easy. Duke, Alabama, Elite 8 game. I'll tell you what, Duke doesn't play that fast. They don't play a real fast pace. They just slice you up in the half court.
And the batter is going to head on down to first base as he's hit by a pitch there. So now runners at first and second, 1 out for the Panthers.
Yeah, well, no one gets up and down like Alabama, but Duke's still got to take care of
Number 3, Trent Mosley.
They're getting the foul line and they're making
So Trenton Mosley comes to the plate. He's 2 for 2 on the day. 2 ground balls to the left side of the infield. If he could ground one a little bit closer to a defender, might be able to turn 2 and get out of the inning. Fastball misses outside, and Boone's behind in the count 1-0.
Yeah, just keep talking trash, dude. Just remember, if your team loses tomorrow, your firstborn is going to be named Chalupa.
All right, and I'll love little Chalupa Mandy with all my heart.
Boone gets the sign and comes set. Ball in the dirt. They throw behind the runner at second, and he's back in there safely.
Like Michael, taken Ozempic.
As touring musicians, my time
Coach Zach Stewart going to jog out to the mound and talk to his pitcher and his defense.
my Ozempic era looks like. I'm lowering
Top of the 5th inning, Scrappers lead 3-2, but Greenbrier threatening with runners on first and second, 1 out.
like stroke, heart attack, or death.
Mosley at the plate, and he's 2 for 2 on the day.
Don't share needles or pens. Only use needles. Don't take if you or your family had NTC, NEN2, or if allergic to it. Stop taking some medical help right away.
Coach Stewart with a quick conversation, and he'll head back to the dugout. Defense will find their positions again. That conversation was probably telling Luke to slow down just a little bit. He had begun to get a little quick on his delivery. So he'll come with the pitch. Strike over the outside corner. Good job by Luke there to hit his spot. That'll bring the count to 2 balls, 1 strike. Scrapper defense looking for a ball hit at him. Record an out. Maybe even get fortunate and get a double play out of it. Boone comes to the plate. That one's popped up into center field. Hutchinson coming over to his right. And the ball is caught by the left fielder, Carson Chambers, as he and Hutchinson run into each other, and umpire saying it fell out. So the umpire called that a base hit. Sure looked like it was caught from up here, but he had a better view, and there's no argument from the Scrapper dugout. Nope, now they're saying he's out. So runners at first and third, 2 outs. Ball misses outside. Chambers and Hutchinson failed to communicate there, so they ran into each other. But it looks like they were able to secure the catch. But Boone's behind now in the count 2-0. Boone steps off, checks the runner at first, and he's back easily. 3-2, Scrappers lead here in the top of the fifth. There's a shot to center fielder Zeus Hutchinson. He takes one step back and takes a couple in, and that'll be the third out of the inning. So Greenbrier strands their own base runners, but the Scrappers will head to the bottom of the fifth, leading 3-2. Come back and join us for more Scrapper baseball here on B99.5. Bottom of the fifth inning, Scrappers lead 3-2 here in Benton in the 8th annual Robinson Invitational. Peyton Fritz will come to the plate for the Scrappers, followed up by Madden Arnold and Hayden Gray. Fritz is 1 for 2 on the day. 1 for 1 on the day. Reached on a double left field and a walk. He takes that pitch outside for ball 1. And that pitch is outside part of the plate for strike 1. That'll even the count at 1-1 to the Scrapper designated hitter. Ball over the inside part of the batter's box, and Fritz is ahead 2-1. There's a chopper down the third base line, foul, and evens the count at 2-2 to Peyton Fritz. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, and Fritz goes down swinging. That is the 8th strikeout of the day for Panther pitching. Madden Arnold will come to the plate. So Madden Arnold, the Scrapper shortstop, digs in from the right side. He takes a breaking ball high and outside for ball 1. And he's ahead in the count 1-0. There's a shot into left field, base hit for Madden Arnold. He's going to take a big turn at first, and he'll hold up there. Good piece of hitting there by Madden Arnold to get on base for Hayden Gray. So Hayden Gray will come to the plate with a runner on first, 1 out. Scrappers lead 3-2 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Gray takes a ball over his feet, and he's ahead in the count 1-0. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses outside, and Hayden Gray's ahead 2-0. Here's the pitch. Strike over the corner of the plate outside there. So that'll run the count to 2-1. And Gray was looking for something else there, and that one's right down the middle for strike 2. Fouled off, and Gray will have another pitch. So 2 balls, 2 strikes to Hayden Gray. And that ball runs high, and that'll bring the count full to the scrapper right fielder. There's the pitch. Ball sails high, and Gray's going to head down to first. So the top of the lineup will come up again for the Scrappers and see if they can do something here in the bottom of the 5th inning, leading 3-2. Big bat Carson Chambers at the plate. Chambers waits on the pitch. Strike over the plate, and he's behind 0-1. Chambers waits on the pitch. And that one's inside, even up the count 1-1. Chambers digs in from the left side, waits on the pitch. Pitcher checks his runner at second. That one's fouled off over the third base side, and Chambers is behind 1-2. Big at bat for Carson Chambers here. He's struggled to get runners moving here today, so base hit for him will do great things for him and his confidence, and great things for his team. Here's the pitch. That one's popped up behind the plate. So Chambers will get a new baseball, and Madden Arnold out at second, Hayden Gray at first. Carson Chambers at the plate. Scrappers lead 3-2. That ball misses outside, and that'll even the count at 2-2. Chambers waits on the pitch. Fouls that one off. Good battle here by Carson as he's making the pitcher work and show him all his pitches. Chambers waits on the pitch. Pops that one up out of play. So Chambers waits on the pitch. That one's popped up down the right side. Right fielder gives chase, and he'll catch it in foul ground. Runner Madden Arnold is going to tag to third, and he's in there safely. So Chambers does get a runner moved up to third. So the Scrappers will have runners at first and third. 2 outs. Good job base running by Madden Arnold there as he was aggressive there and headed over to third. So Zeus Hutchinson to the plate for the Scrappers. Runner heads to second, and he'll take second easily, and Hutchinson took the pitch in there for a strike. So runners at second and third now, 2 outs. Hutchinson behind in the count 0-1.
Welcome back to the studio where the big
Base hit might score 2 here for the Scrappers. And that's going to be a looper over to first baseman, and that'll end the inning. Scrappers strand 2 more runners. We'll head to the top of the 6th. Come back and join us for more Scrapper Baseball here on B99.5. Jaden Goodson, the Scrapper closer, comes in. This is a little too easy for him. He never comes in with nobody on. Usually comes in with the bases loaded or 2 runners on, no outs, but he'll get a clean inning here in the 6th inning. Luke Boone pitched 5 innings. Only threw 66 pitches. Gave up 5 hits and 2 earned runs, walked 2, struck out 4, and hit 2 batters. So Jaden Goodson will be in line to get the save if the Scrappers can get 6 outs. But there's only a 1-run lead here in the top of the 6th as the Scrappers have struggled to get runners in. They have left 11 runners on base in 5 innings. I'm no mathematician, but that's more than 2 an inning. So Goodson, sophomore, pitches right-handed, fires his first pitch in there, breaking ball. Misses somewhere right over the plate for a ball. And that one sails high, and he's behind 2-0. So Goodson behind in the count, 2-0. That one's fouled off down the right side, and that'll bring the count to 2 balls, 1 strike for the Scrapper sophomore. And that ball gets away. That'll run the count to 3-1. Scrapper just looking for outs here in the 6th inning as they lead 3-2. Swing and a miss. And Goodson blew that fastball right past him. And the count is full. Here's the pitch. That one's lined out into center field. Hutchinson going to try and get there and cut it off, and the Panther batter is going to get to second base as the ball just kept curling away from the center fielder Hutchinson, and Gray couldn't get over there. Good base running there. So the Panthers will have a runner on second, nobody out. Gage Green goes out to talk to his pitcher. Looks like we're going to have a courtesy runner out there at second base for the Panthers. So Palmer will dig in from the right side for the Panthers. Shows bunt. Ball misses high. Greenbrier looking to drive in a run and tie the ball game up. Scrappers looking to get an out. Carson Kirby plays in on the right side, and that ball's fired back to the pitcher, and Goodson has to wait on the second baseman to cover. And so that'll be the first out of the inning, but the runner does move up to third. So runner at third, one out. Scrappers lead 3-2 here in the top of the sixth inning. Strike. Good breaking ball there from Jaden Goodson, and he's ahead in the count 0-1. And that one's bunted off to the right side, and he's behind 0-2.
Yes! Oh, no. No, they called a foul. I can't believe they didn't call that.
So Goodson ahead in the count 0-2. Comes set with the pitch. Swing and a miss. Jaden Goodson gets the second out of the inning. Big pitch there by the Scrapper sophomore. So that'll bring up the shortstop, Jackson Reynolds. He's 0 for 2 on the day, 2 grounds out, 1 to short, 1 to second. And he swings and misses at the first pitch, and he's behind 0-1.
I think it's second out.
There's a pitch from Goodson, swing and a miss. And Jaden Goodson has decided that he's got a little stress now with the runner on third, so he's all dialed in. Jaden likes a little pressure situations here late in the ball games. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Jaden Goodson gets him, and they'll strand a runner at third. Scrappers will head back to the dugout with a 3-2 lead. We'll head to the bottom of the sixth. Come back and join us for more Scrapper baseball here on B99.5. We head to the bottom of the sixth inning here in Benton. Scrappers clinging to a one-run lead late in the Central Arkansas night. 3-2. Scrappers will send Mason Honey, Gage Green, and Carson Kirby to the plate. 3, 4, and 5. This is the time that they need to get some big hits and get some insurance for the Scrappers. Honey digs in from the right side and waits on the pitch. And that one sails way outside, and he's ahead 1 ball, no strikes. And that curveball's in there for strike 1, evens the count at 1-1. Can't say enough about the job Jaden Goodson did in the top of the sixth. Sophomore's been nails all season long. Just getting the Scrappers out of situations, back into the dugout. Just a great job pitching for Jaden Goodson. There's a shot into center field by Mason Honey. It's going to be caught by the center fielder who came in charging. Great job by him to get a good jump on that ball. It was dying as it was headed straight out to him, but he made a sliding catch to record the first out of the inning. So that'll bring up Gage Green to the plate.
A lot of time there.
And he takes the first pitch for strike one.
He's controlling both ends of the floor. And Wagner working around the screen with great confidence. Anu's in there. Lost the ball. Put the way.
So Green stands in from the right side. And that one misses outside. Evens the count at 1-1. Scrappers lead 3-2 here in the bottom of the sixth. Here's a shot down the third base line. Coach Zach Stewart jumps right over it. And Green's behind 1-2. Green with a fly ball out in the center field. He'll move over to his right and secure the catch, and that's the second out of the inning. So that'll bring up Carson Kirby with 2 outs and nobody on here in the bottom of the sixth. Scrappers are looking for some base runners. It would be real nice if they could get another run or two. Razorbacks lead by 12 with 12 and a half minutes to go in the second half. There's a shot towards the second baseman. He'll take it on one hop, and 1, 2, 3 go the Scrappers in the bottom of the sixth. We'll head to the top of the seventh. Jaden Goodson already back on the mound. He'll be looking for 3 outs to secure the win for the Scrappers. Come back and join us for more Scrapper baseball here on B99.5. Top of the seventh, Scrappers holding on to a 3-2 lead here in Benton. Jaden Goodson back to the mound. He'll be looking for 3 outs as the Panthers will send the 9 1-2 hitters to the plate. Goodson getting the last of his warm-up pitches. Green throws down to second. Greenbrier with 2 runs in the first and nothing since. Scrappers with 2 runs in the bottom of the second and the bottom of the fourth. But a pretty clean baseball game for both teams. 2 runs, 6 hits for Greenbrier. 3 runs, 7 hits for the Scrappers. No errors by either team. Fastball misses down and in. And Goodson's behind 1-0. That one's fouled off to the left side and out of play. That'll even the count at 1-1. Goodson gets his sign and comes set. Breaking ball misses just a bit high. And he's behind in the count 2-1. One thing you love about Jaden Goodson, he gets that pitch and ball and he's ready to pitch. That one sails high for ball 3. Too often you'll see some high school pitchers want to take their time and slow the game down, and makes it tough on your defense behind you. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Goodson just blew that fastball by him. Here's the pitch. Ball down low, and that'll put a runner on for the Panthers. So that'll bring up the leadoff hitter,
19,
Jackson Gill, for the Panthers. He was hit by a pitch, reached on a walk, and singled to left field. So he's gotten on base all 3 times. He shows bunt. Ball comes in high, and he's ahead 1-0. Goodson comes to the plate, misses outside, ball 2. Right here with the batter showing bunt, you got to make sure you get him a pitch to bunt, get the out. And that one's in there for strike 1. Batter was unable to get the bat on the ball, so free strike there for Jaden Goodson. Honey comes in from third. Breaking ball misses high, and Goodson's behind 3-1. Scrappers clinging to a 3-2 lead here in the top of the 7th. No outs. And that strike is over the outside corner, and Goodson's got it to 3-2. Leadoff batter has been showing bunt. And he draws the walk, and that'll put runners at first and second. Nobody out. So that'll bring up number 1, Parker Armstrong, the left fielder. He singled on a line drive to left field and grounded out and was hit by a pitch.
Let's think about this, Kevin. They were struggling until Boogie Flan got hurt. And so
Razorbacks lead by 16 with 11 minutes to go. Scrappers lead by 1, and that one's fouled off at the plate as they showed bunt again. That ball's low. Evens the count at 1-1. Scrappers need an out here in the top of the 7th. Panthers with runners on first and second, nobody out. They're showing bunt again. Ball misses just a bit outside, and Goodson's behind 2-1. Here's the pitch. That one's bunted right back to the pitcher. He'll fire it over to first to get the out. Runners move up to second and third. Goodson had a play at third if he'd have taken a look at it, but he went straight to first to get the out. So that'll bring up the left-handed hitting Trendon Mosley. He takes the first pitch in the dirt for ball 1. Mosley 2 for 3 on the day. Goodson with the pitch. That one's fouled off. Evens the count at 1-1. Scrappers lead 3-2 here in the top of the 7th. But the Panthers are mounting a comeback as they've got runners on second and third with 1 out. There's the pitch. Misses inside. And Goodson's behind 2-1. Goodson gets his sign. Here's the pitch. Chopper to third. Right off the top of Honey's glove, and he's unable to make the play, and the run will score. So we're all tied up at 3 here in the top of the 7th. Just absolutely nothing Honey could do with that one. He jumped as high as he could just to be able to get to the ball. Probably saved a run by knocking it down. But Greenbrier now with runners at first and third in a tie ball game.
We're at least going to the bottom of the seventh now.
Runner goes to second, and he's in there safely. And the first pitch from Goodson was called a ball. So now the Panthers with runners at second and third. There's a shot to right fielder Hayden Gray. He's going to have to back up, and that'll score 2 runs. And the Scrappers now trail 5-3 here in the top of the 7th. Clutch hitting there from the Panthers as they've scored 3 here in the top of the 7th against the Scrapper closer, Jaden Goodson. So Scrappers got some work to do here as they've given up 3. They now trail 5-3. Goodson on the mound. 1 out. And that curveball misses high, and he's behind 1-0. That ball's called a strike, and they throw behind the runner at first, and he's back safely.
Three shots, 3 tries.
And that ball misses outside. Ball 2.
4. Oh!
So 2-1 count here from Jaden Goodson, and swing and a miss. And that will even the count at 2-2. Here's the pitch. Runner goes. Throw down, and he's in there safely. So stolen base for the Panthers. And the batter has a full count. Jaden Goodson looking for an out here in the top of the 7th inning. And that ball misses high. And another walk issued by the Scrapper sophomore is going to bring out Coach Zach Stewart out of the dugout. Well, Jaden Goodson has been so clutch all season. You know, nobody's going to be able to do it all the time. And today was just one of those days where he couldn't get his stuff to work for him. And Coach Stewart's going to have a new pitcher come in here as the Scrappers trail 5-3 in the top of the 7th with 1 out. Greenbrier with runners on first and second. We'll be back for more Scrapper baseball here on B99.5. Senior Banks Ray will come to the mound here in the top of the 7th. Scrappers trail 5-3. And they're definitely in a tough spot here as Greenbrier's already scored 3 runs, has runners on first and second with only 1 out. Banks coming in relief of Jaden Goodson, who has been so good all season, and he just struggled there in the 7th inning, giving up 3 runs, and Scrappers now trail 5-3. Banks will come in looking to get some outs and send the Scrappers back to the dugout and see if they can scratch at least 2 runs back across the board and head to extra innings, or maybe even get 3 and get the win. In the basketball game, the Razorbacks lead 61-50 with only 8 minutes to go. As I've mentioned before, former Scrapper Jackson Carter is out there with the Hog Wild Band. The former Nashville All-State trumpet player is supporting the Razorbacks. Pretty neat to have a Nashville kid out there. Banks Ray gets a sign from his catcher. Comes set. Shows bunt. Hits off the batter. And the batter reaches. It looked like up here that the bunt hit the batter as he was running, but possibly not. So the bases are loaded now, 1 out.
Making stupid shots.
So Banks Ray now with the bases loaded. Corners playing in. Middle infielders playing at double play depth, and his first pitch misses for a ball. And the Panthers are in danger of breaking this one open even more. Ray comes set. Ball misses high. And it's 2-0 count. That one's popped up down the right side. A lot of foul ground down there. Hayden Gray makes the catch. He's going to fire home. That's Luke Boone, actually. The throw to the plate. Got him at the plate. Double play. What a throw by Luke Boone out there in right field. And the Scrappers get the double play, and they'll head back to the dugout down 5-3 here in the bottom of the 7th. Come back and join us for more Scrapper baseball here on B99.5. Big double play there from the Scrappers as Luke Boone had moved to right field. And he made the play in fair territory to secure the catch and then fired home, and Gage Green put the tag on for the double play to end the inning. And Luke Boone will come up to the plate. Here in the bottom of the 7th inning, Scrappers need 2 to extend it, 3 to win it. It'll be Boone, Fritz, and Arnold for the Scrappers here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And he takes a ball inside, and he's ahead 1-0. There's the pitch, and there's a fly ball out to the left fielder. He's going back, and he camps under it to secure the out. 1 out for the Scrappers here in the 7th inning. So that'll bring up Peyton Fritz. Fritz comes up today. He has doubled, walked, and struck out. Fritz waits on the pitch, and he takes a breaking ball high. Ducked out of the way of that one. I'm sure his teammates are telling him, got to take that to get on base, and he pops that one up on the infield. Shortstop calls everybody off, and he doesn't make the catch. Nobody's covering second, and Fritz will be in there at second base. Heads up running there by Peyton Fritz, as he just kept on flying around the whole time. That ball just kept curling away from the shortstop and just dropped. So that'll bring up Madden Arnold. One out here in the bottom of the 7th. And that one's going to ground down to the first base side. Runner will move over to third for the second out of the inning. Just a little dribbler there by Arnold. And that'll bring up Hayden Gray. So Gray comes up with 2 outs. Scrappers trail by 2. And he takes the first pitch in there for a strike. Scrappers down to their final out here in Benton. Here's the pitch. Ball inside, evens the count at 1-1. That ball misses down to Hayden Gray, and he's ahead in the count 2-1. Scrappers need base runners right here. Need to get that runner in from third. It's going to take a base hit to do it, and a fly ball to center field. Center fielder calls everybody off, and the Scrappers fall to Greenbrier Panthers 5-3. Tough outing for the Scrappers. They had the lead headed into the 7th inning and gave up 3 runs to fall behind 5-3 and couldn't muster a rally in the bottom of the 7th. So they'll move to 9-4 on the season. They'll face Harding Academy tomorrow at 3:45 here in Benton. And then Robinson at 9 a.m. Saturday morning. Late night here in Benton for the Scrappers. Well after 11 o'clock. We're going to get out of here and get some rest and be back tomorrow. So for Dale Castle back in the studio, I'm JT Carter. Thanks for listening and watching the Scrapper Baseball. We'll see you tomorrow on